Hello everybody and welcome back to Go Away Plays Ace Academy. This is episode 13. When we last left off, our team could not find a sponsor and we are continuing our search to do so. Maybe we'll be contacting Yuuna soon, or maybe she'll be contacting us soon with news on a sponsor. We also apparently left our phone in school, so we are riding our bike to go get it back. So without further ado, let's get back to this episode. I hop back on my bike and drive back to Ace Academy. Surprisingly, traffic is heavy and it takes longer than expected to reach campus. A handful of students cross the quad as they head towards either the evening classes or the bus station. Even though the sky is in inky darkness, the pathway on campus are still bathed with a soft light. It's kind of peaceful. The pilot's lounge is just as busy as always, but I don't recognize too many of the students here. Most of them must be upperclassmen, either third or fourth year. I slip through unnoticed and arrive at the hangar entrance. I'm about to swipe in when the guard stops me.
Hold on. What's your business in the hangar?
I forgot something. It's not a lie, but it would be too embarrassing to tell him the whole truth. Luckily, the guard doesn't seem to care. He gives me a quick once-over and nods.
Alright, go ahead and swipe.
Thanks. I bring my student ID in proximity of the sensor. A second later, the success chime sounds as the door slide open. I follow the tunnel to the hangar. The sound of power tools, machinery, and metallic ring echoes along the walls. It makes sense that most of the repair work happens after hours. It's a lot safer for them to work without the threat of students walking around causing potential disasters. Instinctively, my feet lead me to Eagle. What the? A bluish hue from inactive terminal displays illuminates my docking station. That doesn't seem right. I'm sure I turned everything off when I left. Cautiously, I tiptoe towards my gear. There's a figure crouched in front of Eagle. The person is dressed entirely in black and wearing a hoodie that hides his or her face. She's still engrossed in my gear. The stranger hasn't detected my presence yet. I mean, come on guys, you can pretty much figure out who this is, right? The bottom chin with those lips and that hair. Also, that stance, to put it lightly. The way she stands is kind of giving it away. Stay quiet and sneak up from behind. Call out. I'm gonna sneak up on this person. Staying in the shadows, I continually creep towards Eagle. As I close the distance between us, I notice how small and petite the person is. It must be a girl. But I can't think of anyone who'd be so interested in my gear. Really? Come on, man. You gotta know someone who's that interested in your gear. A certain blonde lady who's in our, what's it called? Exchange bridge class? Once I'm only a few steps away, she tenses as if noticing a presence. Grab! Time to vent. Before she can react, I grab her shoulders and roughly spin her to face me. Valerie? What are you doing here? She grins. Her gaze flicks to my hand still on her shoulder.
I never would have guessed you like it rough.
Like I said, I love her character. Hilarious, awesome, great voice actress. It's not like that. I can be possessive too. I am not amused. I can be possessive too. That's how I get when someone's messing with my baby. That comes out more as a warning than a joke.
Sounds like you're overly attached.
She flashes me a playful smirk, but I don't smile back. What were you doing messing around with Eagle?
Nothing, I promise.
Are you sure? Because it seems like you were doing something with my gear that you probably should not have been doing. You were obviously doing something with the terminal. That's not nothing. She holds up her hands in defense.
I wanted to get a better reading on your core. I'm not altering anything, though. Just studying.
How can I be sure? Why?
To figure out how your core was able to sustain such a high energy output for so long without completely burning out. Given the size of your core and the cooling system, the heat dissipation doesn't seem like it would have sustained longer than a few seconds, yet it lasted almost 10 minutes! Maybe there's a direct coolant injection to the primary source? I also didn't consider the acceleration of airflow given the hidden frame openings. Perhaps a quick calculation using...
The more she talks, the faster my anger melts away and is replaced by respect. Damn, Valerie, you sure know your stuff. I can see why you're an engineer and not a pilot. She's more than meets the eye. Even though she claims she means Eagle no harm, how can I know she's telling the truth? I only met her a few days ago. Still, it seems like she's genuinely curious about how my core works.
Here, I'll prove I wasn't changing anything.
I watch as Valerie retraces a few screens with all the configuration data unmodified. Okay.
Huh?
I get it. You were just curious. But you can't just break into other people's robots and mess with their parts. She looks away.
I'm sorry.
We're silent, then she looks sideways at me.
So, I guess you wouldn't want to know that your primary weapon can actually benefit from an airflow exhaust here and here.
What? She points inside my open gear.
You see right there?
Yes, I think.
It'll still require validation testing, though. You should probably get your engineer to check it out.
My engineer?
Yeah, you know. The person who makes sure all your gears are working properly and helps you with any upgrades or improvements.
Don't the sponsors do that? Valerie shakes her head.
They help a lot when it comes to major repairs or new items, but an engineer on your team takes care of any general maintenance and the like.
Oh. Maybe we should get an engineer. Okay, I'll tell my engineer that. We're just fine without one. Okay, I'll tell my engineer that. Thanks for the heads up. I'll be sure to let her know.
Her?
Yeah. My engineer. Like you said. She should look at it.
Oh, right. You do that.
I will. She'll fix it too. Because she's great at what she does. Valerie doesn't buy it and is trying hard to hold back a laugh.
I'm sure she is. But I'll bet she's nothing compared to me.
I wouldn't be so sure. At least she has a mobile phone. Valerie blinks in surprise, then laughs. There's another pause. To avoid the awkwardness, I shut down the open terminal. So, we should get going then.
Yeah.
Neither one of us moves. Don't touch my gear again without my permission.
I promise I won't.
Can I trust her? I wait for her to leave, but she doesn't budge. Okay, goodbye.
Bye.
She stands in place and waves. You aren't leaving.
Neither are you.
Okay, on the count of 3, we'll leave together. She nods. 1, 2, 3. We both stay put. You didn't move!
Neither did you.
I told you, she's like one of the more playful characters.
What the hell are you kids still doing here?
Rip. Security catches us off guard and we simultaneously stammer nonsense. He shakes his head.
Your business here is done and then you have to leave.
Valerie glances at me and I glance at her, still waiting for her to move. She doesn't. Suddenly, a strong hand grips my arm. Hey! The guard holds Valerie too. He physically leads us towards the exit.
You should get home. It's late.
We pass through the doors and the guard shuts them behind us. Valerie and I are once again standing in silence.
Well, I'll see you around.
This weekend, right? We have to do our project.
Yep. It's a date.
She winks at me, then turns around and leaves. I call after her. It's not a date! We were on a break! My protest falls on deaf ears. Oh well, I'm sure she was just joking anyways. Maybe. I head to the parking lot. Wait. Wasn't the purpose of this trip going back to get our phone? Did we even get our phone? Once I reach my bike, I drive home. Nikki still isn't home by the time I return. Where can she be? I reach into my pocket for my phone and grasp empty air. Oh crap, not again. I turn off my alarm and roll out of bed. Time to get ready for class. As I head downstairs, I feel uneasy. Today will be our first match. I really hope Yuuna was able to work her magic and get us a sponsor. Nikki is rummaging in the living room, and I smile when I see her. Even when I'm stressed or worried, Nikki always seems to know how to put my mind at ease. Hey Nikki, just the person I was hoping to see.
Look, if you're hungry, you have to find your own food. I don't have time to cook today.
Are you okay? She doesn't pause to look at me when she speaks, but continues gathering what she needs for the day. Not quite the welcome I was expecting. You okay?
Yes, just in a hurry.
Oh, do you need a ride to school? She freezes, then whirls on me.
Oh, now you offer me a ride? A little too late for that.
What are you talking about? She throws her books into her bag. She doesn't seem okay. Uh-oh. Is it that time of the month again? What crawled up her butt and died? Oh, I feel like answer 2 and 3 is going to make the situation worse. Although, this is exactly what I was thinking for option number 2. But then again, what if she called us last night and we didn't have our phone and she needed us for something? You guys think that could have happened? She doesn't seem okay. Well, you know what? just to be a little bit dickish, I'm gonna go with this one. Uh-oh, is it that time of the month again? When Aunt Flo comes here, that's my cue to disappear. The best way to handle the situation is to just smile and nod. Okay, well, let me know if you change your mind. We can stop by the store and get you some chocolates. She furrows her brow in confusion, then her eyes open wide in understanding.
Oh my god, that's not it!
Oh, she caught on. Sure, I know. I wink at her. That really did make her more mad.
I need to get to school. I'll see you later.
She's out the door before I can say goodbye. That was weird. Shrugging, I head into the kitchen and whip up a quick breakfast. Hopefully she's in a better mood the next time I see her. After eating, I hop on my bike and drive to school. Yuuna is already in class when I arrive. She waves as I walk in, and I sit beside her. Hey Yuuna!
Hey!
She looks happier today. She wears a wide grin and fidgets with excitement. You seem like you're in a good mood. Hey! MC, you and me. I feel like we're always in sync nowadays.
I am.
She pauses.
Aren't you?
I guess so.
I thought you'd be a little more excited than that.
Really? How come? She seems confused.
Well, I guess I just assumed that this had been hard for you, and I thought I'd helped bring you some relief.
She looks uneasy now. What?
What?
What are you talking about?
You know, I found you a sponsor.
Oh. That's amazing! How did you manage that?
I called in a favor, but that doesn't matter. I've already set up your account with them, and repairs are underway. They started as soon as the paperwork was signed, so your gears will be as good as new in time for the match today.
I don't know how to thank you. She blushes.
You don't have to. I promised I'd find you one, and I always keep my promises.
Ah, Yuna's such a good girl. I don't know what I'd do without you. You're a lifesaver. Exactly, MC. Frickin' Discord making me go a different path. Yuna's blush deepens and she seems pleased by my words. You should come meet with the team before the match. We can share the good news together.
Sure, as long as I won't intrude on anything.
You won't. Come on, you intrude? You just saved us bundles now. She nods. So, I know you won't get our scores back. No, I know we won't get our scores back this class, but how do you think we did on the project?
You know what? I think we'll get a great mark.
You know, the funny thing is, I'm not even sure how this would have happened because we didn't even work on it together. Like, at all. As I recall, we never worked on it. She turns sheepish and looks away.
I'm actually a little surprised.
What do you mean? How come?
Well, since we weren't able to find time to meet over the weekend, I wasn't sure how much time we'd be able to put into it.
Ah, so that was the case. Okay. I was a bit surprised when you sent me your entire section on Sunday.
I was surprised when you finished your half first. We completed the project before the weekend even ended.
She smiles warmly at me.
I'm really glad that I was able to have you as my partner.
Now I'm the one feeling a little shy. I really enjoy working with you too. Glad I didn't disappoint. She smiles. As our conversation winds to a close, the professor comes in and starts the class. The professor wraps up the lesson and the students begin to file out of the classroom. I gather up my belongings and head out of class. I want to text my team, but when I reach in my pockets, I find empty air. Damn. My phone is still in my gear, which is still undergoing repairs. Yuuna walks beside me. How much longer do you think it will be until the repairs are done?
Probably most of the afternoon. That's how long it usually takes if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Is something wrong?
I don't want to tell her my phone is in there. That might bring up some awkward questions about what it's doing there in the first place. Now, this is the one thing I don't understand about the MC. Is it really that bad to admit that you left your phone somewhere to charge it? I mean, I've had it happen before, and I've actually left it at home, gone to work, and then found out that I didn't have my phone with me. It's not really that bad to admit it. I recall the team's reaction from yesterday, and I'm confident in my decision to avoid the topic. I'm just eager to check up on my gear. She nods understandingly, a small smile on her lips.
When should I come meet the team?
How about once the repairs are done? We can meet in the front of the hangar and I'll let you in.
Great, I'll see you then.
Yuuna slings her bag over her shoulders and heads off. I really should text my team about the repairs now rather than later. It should be fine to go collect my phone. I make my way to the hangar, but Eagle isn't in its usual dock. They must have moved it so that they could complete the repairs without any chance of accidentally harming the surrounding of gears. I circle around the hangar until I came upon an enclosed area in the far corner. Well away from the parked gears as I approach. Well away from the parked gears. As I approach, I can hear the whir of machinery muffled through the heavy doors, which are open ajar. I peek inside and see Eagle and Emerald surrounded by a group of mechanics. I'm assuming Emerald is Shows. I push on the doors, but before I can enter, one of the mechanics jogs over to me.
Sorry, only personnel may enter here.
Why does the mechanic look exactly like the security guard? My gear is here!
Then it's undergoing repairs right now.
I know, but I need to get something from my gear.
You can get it when repairs are complete.
Actually, I need it now.
Why? What is it?
This is so embarrassing. Make up something really important. Just let me get it. Just let me get it, please. I don't want to tell you because it's really embarrassing. Does it matter? It's important to me.
Yes, it does matter, because I will have to interrupt everyone's work so either myself or another mechanic can go into your gear and collect it for you.
I can kind of see where he's coming from with his statement, but at the same time, come on. Why can't I go myself?
It's against policy. Too much of a liability.
I can be careful.
I don't need you to keep wasting my time by arguing. Either tell me what you need, or leave so I can get back to work.
Fine. I left my phone in the cockpit.
That's your very important thing?
Yeah? He sighs.
Fine. I'll get it. But only because I know this is the only way to get you to leave.
Oh, I should do this more often. Bug the heck out of everyone until they do what I want.
Which one is your gear?
I point to Eagle.
Wait here.
He closes the door. After a few minutes, he returns with my phone in hand. Thanks.
Is there anything else?
No, thanks again. He nods, then shuts the door. As I walk towards the exit, I unlock my phone and am greeted by 13 messages? They're all from Nikki. Now that I think about it, I don't remember if I saw her last night. Opening them up, I read them in succession. Hello, my favorite big bro. How would you feel about picking me up from Megumi's tonight? Smiley face or cute face. I actually don't know what this face is. If you know what this is, please tell me in the comments below, because I do not remember what this one is called. Did you get my last Did you get my last text? Cooking class is almost over and I'd really like to go hang out with Megumi. She can give me a ride over, but can you give me a ride home? That exact same face that I do not know with the semicolons, which probably mean sweat. Question mark. Is that a no? Question mark face. Question mark, question mark, question mark. If you don't want to get me, then you should just say so. Surprised face. Fine, I'll take the bus. Are you mad at me? Curious face. What did I do? Whatever. Whatever it is, I'm sorry. Crying face. Please don't be mad anymore. Dude, why are you ignoring me? Just tell me! Wow, okay, I literally make all your meals and you can't even do this one little favor for me. Stop being such a jerk. I'm on the bus now, thanks to someone. Guess whose team now has a sponsor and their gears are already undergoing repairs. Oh, I kind of read that in Nikki's voice. Oh, that last text was from Yuuna this morning before class. Well, this explains a lot. No wonder Nikki was so moody this morning. I'm sure once I tell her it was all a misunderstanding, she'll be fine. I shoot my team a text. Gears are undergoing repairs. Meet me in the hangar in 2 hours. Now that that's taken care of, I still have a lot of time to kill. I wonder what I should do. Mayu or Yuuna? Like I said, Yuuna is waifu. Therefore, I will go Yuuna. I dial Yuuna's number and wait for her to answer.
Hello?
Hey Yuuna, it's Jeff. I was wondering if you got some time to hang out. Maybe we can have another tennis match.
I'd love to, but I've got class in about half an hour. I was about to stop and grab a coffee. Would you like to join me?
Yeah, that sounds great. I'll meet you in the cafe.
Okay, see you soon.
We hang up and I walk to the cafe. Yuuna is already there by the time I arrive. She sits at the table near the window. After ordering myself a coffee, I join her. She smiles in acknowledgement as I sit down. So, what class do you have next?
Just one of my PHPT degree requirement classes. It's not one of the more interesting ones, so I'm not too excited about going. Do you have any more classes today?
Nope, I'm all done for the day.
That must be nice.
Her eyes sparkle as she sips her coffee.
So, how are you spending your free time between classes? Anything fun?
It varies. I go to the library to study or chill in the Pirates Lounge. Generally, I like to spend some quality time with my gear.
Ah.
I wonder if this is really talk you should be having with the girl, MC. She glances at the teal stripes on my uniform as she takes a sip of her coffee.
What made you decide to be a pilot?
Well, my dad was an engineer and I grew up building mechs with him. He and I actually built Eagle together.
Eagle must be really special to you then.
Yeah.
So why didn't you go into engineering?
My dad always wanted to be a pilot, but he was colorblind, so he could never really become one. He always encouraged me to be a pilot instead. I never ever considered doing anything else. Don't get me wrong, I'm not doing this just because my dad wanted me to. I love piloting. It's just something I always knew I wanted to do. What about you?
I actually almost joined the pilot program.
Really? What changed your mind? She hesitates. The words are on her lips, but she's debating whether or not she should say them.
There were a lot of factors, but the biggest reason I chose to study PHPT is because pilot health and safety is frequently overlooked. Pilots go through a rigorous training process, and people don't consider the long-term effects that training has on a person, especially when you're talking about G-force training and the like. Being a pilot can take more of a toll on your body than you know.
You're scaring me now. You can check my health any day. Jeez, lighten up, Negative Nancy. Well, I don't want to say this to her. Every time I talk to her, I feel like I'm learning something new, although it kind of does feel like a lecture. But I kind of like this because, hey, I wouldn't mind Yuuna checking my health any day. Right? I feel safer just knowing you're here to look out for me. She blushes.
I'll try my best.
So, pilot health and physiotherapy. Does that encompass mental health as well as physical?
Yes, definitely. Most people tend to forget that a healthy mind is just as important as a healthy body, but an unhealthy mind can just be as destructive, if not more so, than an unhealthy body.
Ask more about the pilot's mental health. Ask more about the pilot's physical health. Okay, guys, we're nearing that end point of our episode again, where I have to call it off. So, if you like the content I've provided today, please like and subscribe. And if you have anything, any inputs, anything at all, for this series or for my videos in general, please leave it in the comments below, and I will try to answer you guys as soon as possible. Thank you all for joining me today, and next time when we get back, we will continue this conversation with Yuuna. She knows a lot, and I learn everything whenever I talk to her. So, alright guys, thank you very much, and see you next time. Goodbye!